Hello, everybody. I'm Shelly from Proverbs 31:22, and today is Friday, June 19th, 2020. Um, and this is a channel about cross stitch and quilting, mostly cross stitch, but some quilting. And this has been a rough week this week, so you get me no makeup. I did blow dry my hair this morning, just a bum around the house t-shirt and yoga pants. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, I don't know. I've just been dealing with a lot of neck pain and headache this week that, usually I can take some Tylenol and it'll kind of ease up. And this week it just didn't. So, I did have to switch days with my co-partner at work. So I worked 2 days back to back, and then I was off yesterday and today, and then I worked the weekend. But I tried to get in with the chiropractor and acupuncturist. I was hoping I would be able to get in yesterday because it was just terrible. But he didn't have anything open until Tuesday. Well, he had something Monday, but I'm working Monday, so anyway, yesterday afternoon I was like, I just have to Tylenol wasn't cutting it, and then I got really nauseated. So I think it was probably a migraine, but took some actual pain medicine, like some hydrocodone that I had from dental procedures from years ago, and some nausea medicine, and went to bed. And other than waking up a little while at like 10:30 and grabbing some cereal and reading a little while, I slept pretty much from 4:30 till 7:30 this morning. So woke up still feeling a little I guess groggy from the medicine, but at least I didn't wake up with a excruciating pain in my head or neck. So anyway, that's what's been going on with me this week, and I just decided to just start doing some weekly, hopefully quick updates, because these videos take my internet forever to upload, and I had problems with my last one. It took all week long to upload, and then it cut off the last 10 minutes for some reason. So if I do weekly ones, they won't be as long. So plus I had a finish that I wanted to share. I'm going to give this to my husband on Sunday for Father's Day, and I made it for his office at work. I asked him if he had a place at work, so he does. So whether or not he'll, bring it to work, I don't know. But in case he did, I wanted to go ahead and show it. And I've already thrown away the pattern, but I've showed it before in videos. But this is Land That I Love it's a freebie from Brooks Books Publishing. She has a lot of freebies. And I stitched this on one of my club linens from Fat Quarter Shop's Linen Club. So it's a 28 count woodshell linen in natural. I stitched with most of the called for DMCs, except I did use, I think it's Classic Colorworks Ribbon Red for the red stripe in the heart. And she called for Krynic for, I think Krynic for the beak, and then the yellow spots on the stars on the little the little quilt blocks, and I used Sulky. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do about the eye, because she had charted it in the lighter blue, and I mean, I did find one eagle that has blue eyes, but um, this is a bald eagle, I'm pretty sure. So bald eagles have gold eyes with sort of dark around them. So I just did a little yellowish seed bead and I stitched it with black thread. So it sort of looks like it's got the little black around it. And I just picked up this little frame at Michael's on clearance. I thought it looked masculine. This is the info if anybody's interested. So yeah, so that's the finish that I had. Yay! As far as haul goes, I did get a tablet, a new tablet. I've talked about this before. My iPad is an older version and I can't even update it anymore. And so there was just a couple of apps that I wanted to get that I couldn't because of it being outdated. So T-Mobile had a deal going where you could get a free tablet, so I took advantage of it. And so I was able to get Pattern Keeper, which is amazing. I wish that more designers were supported on it. But anyway, I like it a lot. And then I also decided to, like I usually, and I don't think I have, I do. Hang on one second. So usually this is the little form that I keep track of my projects on. And I mean, I like it, but I don't really like keeping track of my projects and stuff in the Xstitch app. I do like it for keeping track of my stash, but not for projects. So I was looking around on, I don't even know how it came up, but anyway, Teresa Little Stitcher, she's based out of the UK. She actually has a planner, cross stitch planner. And I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and kept going back and forth whether or not I wanted to spend the money on it because, I mean, it's cool. I think it's a good product, but I would know I would want to tweak it to be mine. And then I was like, well, why don't you just use your own forms and PDF them and put them in your tablet? So basically I wanted it where I have it all together, not having to carry around a big clipboard. So I just basically started filling them out on my computer. And then I have this PDF markup app that's called Squid. And I'm still looking at different ones, but this is the one I've got so far. And so not only can I put my patterns in if they don't jive with Pattern Keeper, you know, because I turn all of my patterns into PDFs so I can tablet them and mark them up that way. But I can carry around all my current whips, the details. So if I need to know, you know, if I'm in town and go, oh, what was that color that I'm using on whatever pattern, then I can just go and pull it up and like this is the Bloom Topia. And this is just sort of how I do it. I'm going to try to get it where there's not as much glare. There we go. So this is the column of the called for. This is the symbol. And then, the column with my choices right here. So basically I have all the details on all of my whips wherever I go. So like right now, while I'm talking about these projects, if I have any doubt on what what I stitched it on or what threads I'm using, I can just pull that up and see. So that was a little bit of non-stitchy related haul. Get a drink, sorry. And this I've already shown, but I wanted to just talk about. I had that piece of linen that I got from Devin at Strawberry Lane on Etsy. And on my last video, I was talking about I didn't know what projects I was going to stitch on, and it'll be in my whips because I've started something on it. But, you know, Cricut Collection was one of the possibilities, but I think I'm going to stitch it on this. And I don't know what happened to the little, the packaging for this. But anyway, this is a Belfast linen. I did talk about it in my, I had to film a little update to that 10 minutes that got cut off, and then I just threw in some stash that I'd gotten in the meantime. But this is a Belfast linen. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to try my hand at tea dyeing, because I mean it's a pretty good match to what the call for is on here, which is 30 count flax fields. Let me make sure that that's what, because there's another chart on the back of here that's a small. I'm not sure. But anyway, I thought this was a good match to what they stitched this on. But what they stitched on does have a little bit of sort of modeling. I don't know if you can see it with the glare, but it does have a little bit of modeling on it. And this is, I mean, this is not. This is just plain Jane cream or whatever color it is. So anyway, I think I may tea dye that. And this I got from Cutie Pie Stitch and Sew on Etsy months ago. And then this is from Fat Quarter Shop. I thought I had the packaging, but it was a mad dash to get all of this together, sort of on the spur of the moment. I did get the new Stitch Threads, imagine that. The new Stitch Quarterly, which is from Fat Quarter Shop. And so if you haven't gotten yours and you don't want to have it spoiled, then just fast forward over this part. So in this you get a notion, and you actually get another little thing that I don't have. I'm using it. But they give you like a little metal needle box, and so that was in here. And then they also included these little magnetic line keepers, a set of 4 of them, and I've already gotten one that I'm using on a paper. Before I, still have whips that I'm working on that I just made working copies on paper before I started converting everything to PDF. So I mean, these may end up being a future giveaway, but it's pretty cool. So you get that in it, and then you get all the supplies for stitching this pattern and the pattern. This is the pattern. Isn't that so cute? So you get this is the little needle box that I was talking about right here. So you get the cloth, which is a 25 count Lagana and Vintage Country Mocha, an 11 by 12 piece. And the design, finished size of the design is 5 1/4 by 4 3/4. So they give you plenty of fabric. And then you get the flosses, just DMC. And then it all came up, it came wrapped in this little gingham check ribbon, which is cute. And you get the bag. So I really like these. I saw someone complaining on Kimberly's Stitch Squad about that they were in the UK and that they were very disappointed that it was an American flag. You know, if it was a Union Jack flag, I would be like, oh, cool, I get to stitch a Union Jack. And it clearly states on the description on the site before you sign up, these are what the next 4 ones are going to be. And it said American Spirit. American Spirit. So, I don't know what they were expecting and why they would be disappointed. Whatever. Can't make everybody happy. And then, let's see. So this is just because someone on Jan Hicks Creates group on Facebook had posted that they had gotten some silk flosses from this place called Paintbox Threads. They're based out of the UK, and I went to their Etsy shop, and hello, classic pinks and purples. Yes, yes, yes. So I hadn't even opened it. They're very, very, very soft, gorgeous. I'm thinking about maybe, no, that's not going to be what I'm looking for. I have a couple videos ago I showed the Doreen Jones pattern that I bought when she had her sale. It's purple butterflies. So that's a possibility. And there was something else. I don't remember, but anyway, I just had to have these. And also with Fat Quarter Shop, I got the last of the Chalkful series, which is Liberty. And this is that collaboration between Hands On Design and Priscilla Blaine. So in the kit you get the 14 count chalkboard black Ada, and then you get the classic Colorworks and one Gentle Art in chalk, but you get all the threads and the fabric. So I don't know when I'll get to stitching that up, but that is the last one. And we actually were able to do an outdoor meeting of our local quilt guild, I think not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before. And when we were there, one of my good friends in the guild was showing some of her projects, and she was saying that she wanted to quilt this quilt with a variegated black and white thread. And she doesn't really like going online and searching for stuff and buying stuff online. Well, I'm all about it, so I did a quick search, and there was a seller on Etsy who had a spool that my friend Gail said, yeah, I think that would be perfect. And so the shop was having a, if you spent so much, you got free shipping. And she just happened to have some 12 weight Orfield threads in these colors. So this is $40.93, $28.60, and $28.65. So I use these 12 weight threads to do hand quilting with. And the quilt that's on the behind me on the wall, I thought that these were some good colors. So I picked up these 3 so that we could get free shipping. And then I was looking for some threads to stitch the piece that I want to stitch on that cloth that I was talking about, the different options of what I was going to stitch on it. And I'll show you that in a little bit. But and I still don't have all the flosses that I need, but I did find a new shop to me called Down Sunshine Lane, and was able to pick up some of the flosses. And she had more of the ones that I needed, but some of them I needed more than one, and I couldn't order more than one. And I sort of learned my lesson with the little Morning Glory thing from Classic Colorworks, that, you know, if you don't buy them all at once, and you're not guaranteed to get similar colors. So this is Weeks Dye Works Cayenne, these 2 right here. This is Glazed Carrots. And then these are Licorice Red. And I had a licorice red already, and I think they would work. So, but you know, I needed 2, so I didn't want to risk it. So while I was there, oh geez, what did I do with them? There they are. She also needed some needles. I've been using these Pat's Favorite needles, Pat Carson, size 26, and I like them pretty good, but I do use the sewing method for stitching in hand, so I wanted some smaller ones. So she had these Mary Arden, which I had never heard of this brand before, made in England, size 28 petites, and then some Bowen 28s. I had bought something from someone on Etsy, and she sent me like in the order was a little piece of cloth with a needle. No, it was just taped to the invoice. It was washi tape to the invoice, and she called it a baby Bowen. And I cannot find anything online that says baby Bowen. So anyway, but I do like the petite size just a little bit better for stitching in hand. That's all my haul. That's all that I've gotten. I'm still waiting on several things to ship. Okay, so whips. So the big quilting whip that's on the wall right there, it's called Quilter's Quandary, and it's going to be for my younger daughter Lakin for her 30th birthday in October. And whoa, so I've got what's on the wall done, and then you can see 2 of the little there, 2 of the smaller size, the 6.5. The bigger ones are 12.5 unfinished, and then here's the rest of the small ones, and I'm not finished. It's a lot, and yeah, I can tell you right now, when this is all done, I will not be happy with it, because I don't know how to fix my problem with the points getting cut off when I sew these together. And so anyway, she'll love it, and I hope she loves it. She picked it out, so for my stash of kits. I hope she loves it. And then, like I said, I will hand quilt it with some of those threads that I showed a while ago. And then also on the quilting front, I've been debating back and forth. I've talked about this quilt before. This is the acorn caps that was from a Sew Sampler box. And this is for the baby of a friend back in Louisiana. And I just have not wanted to quilt on this at all. And so I've been debating back and forth, like thinking, okay, I just need to rip out. So what I was doing was these echoed motifs of these little acorns and oak leaves. And I've just decided this week, because we are actually planning a trip to Louisiana at the end of July, beginning of August, and I want to hand deliver this while we're down there. And it's like, you just need to rip out what's on there. So I started ripping out, and then I'm just doing a simple straight line. I'm going to do straight line quilting in quadrants. Basically, they'll meet in the middle like this and go out. And I don't know, I just need to make up my mind that I just need to do a simple quilting design, so that I actually feel like doing it and can actually get it done. Sorry. I know y'all want to look at me jiggling around. Just do this. Okay. So, yeah. So that, the quadrant that I showed you, that's already done. I mean, I did that in like maybe an hour this morning. Probably not even an hour. So yeah, I think it was the right call to just let go of what I had in my head I wanted to do that was not calling to me to stitch on it. So now on to the cross stitch, my whips. And these are not going to be in any order because I'm just sort of been haphazardly putting stuff wherever. So this is the Little Chic Virtues. Let me find the one that I'm working on. So this is Peace. I hadn't been working on it a whole lot, but I did pick it up this week and work on it some. And I'm actually going, it's another thing that I'm ripping out. I feel like I'm working backwards, but it shows up okay on camera, but I wasn't real crazy about the darker, this darker brown on the letters. So I wanted to see how that little yellowish gold looked. So when I got to the C, I did the C and the E in that, and I like it a lot better. So I'm going to rip out the PEA and restitch it. So these are stitched on 28 count Venetian stone using the called for DMC flosses. Then this one is a project bag from So Much to Love and her little monthly bag of the month club. And I did cancel. I'm not going to keep getting them, but I like that one a lot. This is the mystery stitch along that's done by Bluebird Needleworks. It's called Live Simply. And this is stitched on 32 count Witchout linen. The color is Sun Shower. That's showing up pretty true. I can never get it to photograph true to how bright it is in real life, but it's videoing pretty good. I'm using some of the call for colors. She calls for a combination of fancy flosses, and then she does give a DMC conversion as well. And I'm just changing up some of them, and I'm using a combination of some DMC and some fancy flosses. So in my last video, I was talking about the border. I had stitched it in that Morning Glory and then bought more Morning Glory, and it wasn't the same color. So I did go to Joann after my video and forgot to note what color number I was checking on, because I had some DMC that was sort of close. I thought was sort of close. So anyway, I just scrapped it and decided to do a navy. So I'm doing the, let's see. So the border is in DMC 336. And then some of the places where it was supposed to be yellow thread, I decided it's supposed to be the Gentle Art Brandy, but I didn't have that, so I was going to do Queen Bee, and I just blend it right in, so I changed it up and used more pinks and stuff. So I'm kind of doing my own, using hers as a springboard and changing some things up. But I love it. So I finished that part 2 a few days ago and tagged her on Instagram, and she sent me part 3. So I got part 3 ready to start stitching up. The way it works is you buy it on her Etsy shop. The price is going to go up, I think, at the end of July, if I'm not mistaken. It was $7.50 at the beginning. And then once you stitch up each month, you tag her or email it to her, and she sends you the next part for no charge. Didn't work on either one of those. Okay. This is Patchwork Autumn from Jardin Privé. I have done a few more little motifs on here. I worked on the little bird and this yesterday. Because yesterday was my rotation day to work on fall themed items. And this is really the only fall theme, sorry, a bunch of fall themed project I have right now. And then I'm working on the July Year of Celebrations by Hands On Design. That's where I'm at. It's a cute little stitch. Uncle Stan with his snazzy pants and snazzy shoes. I love stitching these. I love picking up the colors every month. Okay, that'll be a plan. I did do some on my Carolyn Manning Shooting Star, which, let's see. I don't know if I can show you that other than showing you right here, the one in the middle. I'm new to pattern keeper, so I don't know how to get back to the picture of it. But anyway, I did a little bit more on here. I hadn't really stitched on it very much since we started the stitch along back in Easter. And she has a ton of these variations of this pattern. And she's having 20% off, I think, in her shop till further notice. And then I did work a little bit on, this is the free garden stitch along from Doreen Jones. And I'm still in the process of working on the border. And this is a free pattern you can get from her Facebook photo albums. And this is in my new Dot Dot Goose bag. I did work a little bit on the Linens and Threads Mystery Stitch Along. I'm behind, but this is the May, I believe May release part of it. And this is the one, let's see, I know it's Oatmeal Ada, and it's stitched with DMC Variations 4211. Let's see, 14 count Oatmeal Ada. I don't think I've done anything on this since I last shared about it. This is the Quaker de Noël from Jardin Privé. And Carol over at My Life with Miss Sassy I think she did her trees in a different color. And I like that idea, but I decided to do the words in a different color. I think I did work on this a little bit, because I think I finished like this motif. I had just part of it, and I did all the way over to here and finished the Noel. So the Jolly Holly is the green I'm using, and then Razzleberry is the red. It's sort of maroon. I wish I had chosen a different color, but it's hard to tell when you're ordering stuff online. Looking at it on the screen, it's sort of hard to tell what you get when you get it in. I think I worked a little bit on this. This is the Chock-full Mary jar. Sorry. I don't know how people do these and make it look so professional and together. I did this, worked on this Santa, and I think it looks kind of cool. I think he looks like he's got like dark shades on, because I haven't done his face yet, and just his eyebrows and beard. So this is such a pretty stitch. I love the colors. I did a lot of this week. What I did a lot of was getting all those whips, the information typed into those forms and then sent to my new tablet. So I'm having trouble remembering if I've done anything since I've shown these. I think maybe I've done a little bit more on the sewing machine. This is this is Shannon Christine's craft room, and I'm changing the machine to purple. And this is a bag that I made a long time ago for some just general hand sewing type stuff, applique. I've got a tower going on behind me. About to fall over. We got 40 minutes. Try to speed it up a little bit. What is this? Oh, this is Bloom. And I'm sorry I don't have the little leaflet. It's somewhere over there. I saw it earlier. So this is another chalk full. And this is the one called Bloom. And it has a, I think it goes this way. Right. This way. This is the top of the jar. It's got little daisies. So cute. And this is in a little bag that I made. And I made the little matching little thread board. And, you know, Denise at Goose, when she makes her little project pals, they fold. And I like that because it keeps your thread, I mean, your thread sticks to this, it's not going to fall, but, you know, if it gets caught on another piece of fabric, it does. So I just put on one of those little, this stuff right here, this press and seal, which I had bought before for laying out applique blocks. Like if you lay that on top of it, then it doesn't, your pieces sort of stay in place. So just decided to do that on top of there. And so those threads don't attach to the cloth in the bag or anything. This is Feels Like Home. And let's see. I think I have a picture. This is the Mania piece that Fat Quarter Shop did. And I've still got a long way to go. I hadn't even finished the house, which was part 2. I had more. I don't know if I've worked on it since I showed it last. And I know I haven't stitched on that. I have. Let's see. I've changed up some of my bags too recently, so I don't know if I've stitched any on My Love or not. I guess what I need to do is, like I have a sheet that I keep track of what I want to share in my videos, so I just need to start adding to the list whenever I actually pick up something after my last video and work on it. But this is what I've gotten done on it. And this is that mystery piece of, I think it's Lugana, that I picked up from my LNS with the call for DMCs. Utopia, did I show it since last? I did get caught up, but then they just released something on the 15th, so I'm back behind again. But I think they just released this little piece right here, so that won't take very long to stitch up. But I'm stitching this on 14 count white seafoam green Ada that I picked up at Joann's, with all of the called for DMCs except for those spots of lavender that was supposed to be a light blue. But last week I stitched the little bird. Isn't it so cute? I love this piece so much. It's so cute. And I had this in one of those little bags that I made that came out of my Sew Sampler box months and months ago. This I know I have stitched on it because I've been let's see this real quick and see if I can. So evidently Pattern Keeper, you can only see the pattern, but this is this right here. Jan Hicks Creates the Spring Word Flourish, and I'm stitching this with Mrs. Sada's silk thread pack that she did for this pattern. And after so many tries, so many different flubs with the fabric on this, I finally got it started and going good. And I think it's meant to go on this fabric. So this is 28 count witch out linen in the color Water Lily. And this did come in my Fat Quarter Shop Linen Club. It's sort of green, sort of what it looks like right there. And I just love this on this fabric. And if you have never stitched with silks, if you've never stitched with silks and you don't think you could afford to stitch with silks, don't stitch with silks. Because you'll want to stitch with silks once you stitch with them. Oh. Wish I could afford to do the silks on the Elizabeth Weston, but that ain't gonna happen. Let's see. I don't think I've done very much on this. This is the Valentine Trio from Waxing Moon Designs. And I don't think I've stitched on this since I showed it last. So Valentine House. Beloved House. And Be Mine House. I love these. They're stitched on 28 count witch out linen in China Pearl, and I am using Autumn Dot Stitches on Instagram's color conversion. I mean, really, I don't know if I stitched on these since I did my last video or not. This is Snowy. I want to say I did stitch a little on this. Or I could be thinking of Mary. So cute. I love the colors. Okay, so that's my whips. Oh, no, one more. And it's like the tiniest start ever. So I decided on the fabric that I got from Strawberry Lane to do the Newcastle Bouquet on it. It's real close, like I had to do a little bit smaller border than I normally would just to get it to fit on this fabric. But I did make a small little start on it, basically because Devin at Strawberry Lane is dyeing my fabric for Elizabeth Weston, and she texted me or messaged me and said, just want to double check you do want 36 count, right? And it was like, I think so, but I've never actually stitched on 36 count, so but me and my friend at Quilt Guild were talking. We stayed after everyone left and had lunch together and stitched together for a little while. She had some applique, and I brought my my eagle that I was working on from my hubby. And 51 minutes. Golly, it's supposed to be quick. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, she was saying that she had started stitching something on 36 count and being able to use one thread, how nice it was. And so I was like, yeah, I think I like the idea. But I did want to stitch a little bit on it just to make sure that, you know, not that I could do it, but just that it would be easy enough for me to see, of course, using magnification. So I just did a very small little start in the corner with the flower. And that was sort of what made me say, okay, you need to go and order the rest of the colors. So, like pine needles. Pine needles was one that I needed 2 of them and I could only order 1. And then we got DMC, 4 DMCs. And then there's also Weeks Dye Work bark that I needed 2 and I couldn't get to. So I've got a few colors that I need to get, but I think I'm gonna like it on this fabric actually. I love the red against that sort of peachy tone. So plans just real quick. I know everybody's talking about Jolly July. And I am planning on participating. I'm going to do the Fat Quarter Shop's Mistletoe Lane. Already signed up for that. I have an order in with them to get the flosses and some fabric. I'm going to continue working on my Shabby Advent calendar during the month of July. Try to get a good bit of that done during July. I'll work some on the Chockfull Mary, which you saw a little while ago, and then the Quaker de Noël. And then I did decide to, when I was going through my fabric looking for something else, oh no, that's the July 2, the Trim Stitch series starts. Lori Holt. Where is my, oh, here it is. When I was looking at fabrics, I found this, I think it's white chocolate. Or is that what I ordered from Mistletoe Lane? I don't remember, but anyway, I'm going to do my Bluebird of Happiness on that cloth. So that's my upcoming plans, besides working on my normal rotation of whips. A couple of shout outs, and then I will let you all go. One is Janet Jabber, and I learned about her from Sambry Stitches. She did a FlossTube interview with her. There's another one that she interviewed too, and I don't want to get her name wrong, so I'll save her for next time. I think it's called, I'm not going to say because I'll get it wrong. And then I watched Brenda and the Cereal Starter, and they're always talking about Salt Box Stitcher. And I want to say it maybe came up on an end screen on the video that I was watching earlier. And so I was like, I'm going to check her out. So I watched one of her videos this morning, and she actually had a little video that she tacked to the end of it where she was doing a demo of stitching in hand using the sewing method. Christy at Crosshatch Quilts also recently did a video on stitching in hand. So those are some things that you can check out. And I hope you all have a good weekend, and I will catch y'all next week. Stay well. Happy stitching. Bye.